Good morning, students. Today I am here with the last topic of animal husbandry, beekeeping, under the chapter Improvement in Food Resources. Beekeeping or apiculture is the rearing, care and management of honeybees for obtaining honey, wax and many other substances. Honey is known to have a medicinal value. It is found to be very useful in the treatment of various disorders of human related to your digestion, dysentery, vomiting, then stomach and liver ailments. That is your stomach and liver problem. Now, honey is supposed to be a very good blood purifier. It can be used for cure against your cough, cold, sore throat, then for the ulcers of the tongue, ulcers of the stomach and intestine. Now, honey is rich in iron and calcium. And you all know iron helps in the formation of hemoglobin and calcium helps in bone growth. So, honey is also a very good source of sugar in the confectionery items such as the cakes and the pastries. So it can be used as a sweetener as well. Now, so many important uses of honey are there in our life that this beekeeping has become very important and it is used by the farmers on a commercial basis. Now, it is a low investment business and so it has become a favorite for many farmers for generating extra income. So they do it along with their main business, that is the main agricultural practices. Whatever they are into main profession, they do it in the side. That is, it is acting as an additional source of income. Beekeeping also helps in cross-pollination of the flowers of the crop plant. Why? Because pollens are transferred from one flower to another by the bees when they are moving from one flower to another for collecting the nectar. Now, the poison of the bee is again very much used in the manufacture of Ayurvedic and homeopathic medicines. The value, the quality and the quantity of honey actually depends upon the pasturage or the flower that is available to the bees for the collection of nectar and pollen. So, in addition to the adequate quantity of the pasturage, the kind of flowers that is available in the vicinity always determines the taste of the honey. So, the surrounding area is actually a major determinant of the kind of honey that will be produced. The quality and the taste of honey actually depends upon the flora, pasturage or the orchards available for the nectar and pollen collection. Now, you know, honeybees also have got many enemies, viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa. Then we have some big enemies also like the wasps, moths, mites. Then some birds also feed on the body of the honeybees. So here I have given one example. Bacterium Bacillus apiseptius infects the blood of the bee causing septicemia. So septicemia is a disease of the honeybee. Now here you can see that the different castes of a colony of honeybee is shown over here. And here you can see the picture of a queen, a worker and a drone. So these are the three varieties of insects found in their colony since they are polymorphic insects. So what is apiculture? How do we define apiculture? Apiculture is the process of rearing of honeybees in the artificial hives for the production of honey at commercial level. That is, production of honey in good quantity, in large quantity, on a commercial basis. So what are the different species of honeybee that we deal with in our Indian forest? It is the indigenous varieties are usually Apis dorsata, also known as rock bee or the giant bee, Apis indica, also known as the Indian bee, Apis florii, also known as little bee. And one exotic species is very common in our fields, and that is Apis mellifera, which is an Italian bee. Now, we need to talk a bit about what kind of insects honeybees are and what is their hierarchy and social organization. Honeybees are actually social and they are polymorphic insects. That means 3 forms, as I have shown you in the previous picture, of honeybees are found: the queen, the drone, and the workers. Their living place is called as a beehive, or simply hive we can call, which has got small compartments, which you will be able to see in my next slide. In a colony, there are 3 types of bees which are structurally and functionally different from one another. So, polymorphism is actually associated with division of labor. Their work is actually decided and divided. Now, for example, let us talk about the queen first. So, the queen, the body size of a queen is very big, large, and she is larger than the drone and the worker. And she is responsible for laying the eggs. How much eggs she can lay? Up to 2000 eggs every day in each season. She lays both the fertilized and the unfertilized eggs. Queens and workers actually emerge from the fertilized eggs, and drones come out from the unfertilized eggs. And you know, queens also feed on the very delicious, I would say rich, proteinaceous food. And drones are the males. They are larger in size than the workers, but smaller in size than the queen. And they are unable to gather food. They eat voraciously. That means they eat very badly. And they are stingless. Their only role is to just fertilize the queen, and main role is in the breeding season. They have to remain in the colony and fertilize the queen. The workers, they are the most important member of this colony because they are sterile females and they cannot reproduce, and they have the most active members of the colony, we must say, because all the responsibility of the colony rests on their soldiers. How? On their shoulders, they have to do all the indoor and the outdoor activities. Like, you know, they are provided with a variety of organs which is called as the hypopharyngeal gland, responsible for the secretion of bee milk. Then they have got wax glands for building the cells of the comb. Then they have got pollen baskets attached to their hind legs for the collection of pollen. They have got sucking type of mouth parts for the collection of nectar. And they have got what we can say, a sting at the tip of the abdomen as well. And you know, there's a high level secretion of an enzyme called invertase. And this invertase enzyme is the one which is actually responsible for the formation of honey. And they have to do the fanning work of the hive. They have to maintain the temperature. They have to do the work of a guard, as the work of a nurse, a scavenger. So, variety of work these worker bees have to perform. So, the busiest person of the beehive in the colony of the honeybee is the worker. Now here it is in this picture you can see how the different hives are kept in an area, and you can just have a look at the surrounding pasturages, the flora surrounding the apiary. So now let us talk about what is the importance of this apiculture. Like, what are the different products that we get by practicing this kind of a business? So first and foremost thing is honey. Who is the producer? It is produced by the worker from the collected nectar. And it is, what is the composition of honey? It is formed of levulose, dextrose, maltose, rich in minerals like iron, calcium. Then it contains many vitamins as well. Important vitamins may include your biotin, pyridoxine, ascorbic acid, thiamine, riboflavin. So different kinds of vitamins are present in the honey. Then it also contains many enzymes. Its medicinal importance is very high. It is used to cure the disorders of digestion, dysentery, vomiting, stomach and liver problem. Then it can also be used as an antiseptic. Then we have the bee wax. Now bee wax, bee wax has got a very high melting point, and it is secreted by the wax glands of the worker bee. So it is utilized in the construction of the beehive and also used by human beings for manufacture of you can see cosmetics, paints, ointments, and then cold creams, shaving creams, polish, candles, then lipsticks, lubricants, etc. Then we have the bee venom, which is used for a cure of gout or arthritis. Then the royal jelly, it is used as a tonic in case of heart patients. And not only this, the honeybees are the main cross-pollinating agents, because for collecting the nectar and the pollen, they move from one flower to another, and in that way they end up in pollinating the flowers. So they are a very good agent of cross-pollination. So this apiculture is actually providing an additional income generating activity to the farmer, an additional income generating business for the farmer. Now, the quality of the honey depends upon the plants available in the vicinity, because the better the quality of the flowers, the better the quality of the flora surrounding the apiary, the better will be the quality of honey. Not only the quality, but also the quantity and the taste. So, apiaries should always be set up in those kind of locations which have got a very good flora in the vicinity. They should be rich in vegetation, especially the flowering plants. And it should be within, the rich flora should be within a range of 1 to 2 kilometer radius. And care should also be taken that they receive sunlight during the morning and the evening hours, and they should be in the shade during the afternoon time, and also water should be available nearby. These are some of the characteristics of the place where these apiaries should be set up. Flora may include plants like, or trees like mango, coconut, almond, tamarind, apple, lychee, cotton, sesame, mahua, coriander, bersine. These are some of the groups of the trees, what we say, which the pasturages or the orchard, the flora, which should be in the vicinity of the apiary. That will ensure that the quality of honey is good. So what is an apiary or a beehive? It is an artificial or a movable beehive. The picture will be in the next slide. And we must know one term, swarming. What is swarming? So actually swarming is the mass movement of bees of a beehive to settle down somewhere else in order to form a new hive. In this slide, we are going to talk about the honey production in India. What are the species that are mainly used? The local varieties of bees are used for the commercial production of honey, like your Apis cerana indica, which is commonly known as Indian bee, or Apis dorsata, the rock bee, or Apis florii, the little bee. So these are the three main varieties which are used for honey production in India. And apart from these three varieties, an Italian bee, that is your Apis mellifera, has also been brought from outside and introduced into the Indian apiculture system. Why this has been done? We will be talking about that. It has got certain advantages over the Indian varieties. The first advantage is that they have got a very high nectar collection capacity. So if high nectar collection, then production of honey will be high, and that way the productivity will increase. And they are very gentle in nature. So they do not sting much. They sting somewhat less. And also they stay in a given hive for a longer period of time. So the swarming is very much less in this variety. And that is the reason why they breed very well. They also have the ability to protect themselves from enemies. So all these characteristics which are discussed over here, they all are the positive traits of this Italian bee. And so it has been introduced in this Indian apiculture system. Now below you can very well find that in the first picture, this is the apiary, and you can just see the different beehives kept over there, and it is the orchard where this beehives are kept one beside another. So apiary is actually a place where a number of beehives are kept in a good and in a desired position, and it is set in such a locality which is rich in vegetation, especially the flowering plants. The rich flora should be available within a range of 1 to 2 kilometers radius for the easy collection of honey, and also they should receive sunlight during the morning and the evening hours, and also they should be some amount of shady area available during the midday time, and also there should be availability of water in the nearby. And in the second picture you can see the hexagonal combs. That is your what is a comb? It is actually a kind of a compartment made by the worker bees with the wax of their wax glands. That is called as a comb, and it is actually a vertical sheet of wax composed of a double layer of hexagonal cells. The hexagonal shape of the cells contain maximum space in minimum use of wax and labor. Storage cells of comb contain honey and pollen. Adults do not live in the cells but move on the surface of the comb. So that's all for the apiculture part from my side. Thank you.